thing between the innocent and the
may
predator.
be.
Not may be, I am.
13 entries, over a decade of storytelling, and one unshakable legacy. The Arkham series isn't just about brawls, gadgets, Gotham's Most Wanted, and button mashing. It's an unforgettable journey that forged Bruce Wayne into Batman. From his brutal beginnings in Arkham Origins, to the fear-drenched streets of Arkham Knight, and even the controversial finale and Kill the Justice League, this saga reshaped the Dark Knight like never before. This isn't just a video game timeline, it's an evolution and deep dive into how the legend shaped the Arkhamverse. So let's unravel the story, game by game, step by step. Bruce Wayne's transformation into Gotham's protector didn't begin with a mask or a cape. It started far from home, in the harsh isolation of North Korea. In Batman Arkham Origins Initiation, we see Bruce submit himself to the demanding teachings of Master Kirigi, a renowned martial arts master. This isn't just sparring and meditation. Every challenge is a test of Bruce's ability to not only fight, but to think and endure like a warrior.
If you see him, shoot him. And if you shoot him, shoot to kill.
His future as Batman hinges on earning Kirigi's respect. The environment itself tests Bruce's resolve. Each trial in Kirigi's dojo forces him to adapt, think quickly, and endure pain that goes beyond physical bruises.
This test is far from over, and we shall truly see if you are one of us. Make him suffer.
The challenge maps bear this theme, with each forcing players to take on waves of elite fighters. And it's not just about winning. Bruce has to outwit rivals who push him to the brink of failure. The stakes are high. One misstep could mean ending this journey before it even began.
Such a long journey only to be defeated by your own demons.
His ultimate test is a showdown with Lady Shiva, Kirigi's most skilled student. Their face-off is more than a physical battle. It's about proving his determination. Gaining Kirigi's respect marks the foundation of Batman's relentless pursuit of justice. These lessons lay the groundwork for the challenges that await him back in Gotham, where the streets are about to erupt with chaos and uncertainty. Before Batman became the calculated detective we recognize today, he was an unpolished vigilante finding his way through a city filled with enemies. Batman Arkham Origins throws us into his second year as Gotham's protector, a time when his confidence doesn't yet match his capabilities. The game wastes no time raising the pressure. Black Mask places a $50 million bounty on Batman's head, drawing a lineup of assassins who each bring their own brand of danger to Gotham.
That is why they hired assassins, because I am the reason the criminals breathe easier when the sun rises.
The roster of assassins sent after Batman is as deadly as it is diverse. Deathstroke tests his combat skills with sheer precision and strategy. Bane, on the other hand, is a test of brute strength and endurance, pushing Bruce to his physical limits. These encounters are more than simple fights. They're moments when players learn and adapt as Batman does. Across the game, the less refined feel of combat and gadgets echoes the fact that this is a younger Batman still figuring things out.
He's wearing body armor. Knocking him off balance with my cape will expose him to my attacks.
He hits hard, but his moves are raw. Gliding across rooftops is effective, but not yet second nature. Even his detective work shows signs of inexperience, with more trial and error than the polished confidence we see in later years. The real twist comes when the villain behind the bounty is revealed.
Roman, I'm here for the Joker.
The Joker? Never heard of him.
Joker hides behind Black Mask's identity, manipulating events from the shadows, and introducing himself to Batman in a way that's chaotic and unpredictable.
You've been running Sionis' operation.
Well, technically it's my operation now.
Their introduction is twisted, with Joker obsessed with proving that Batman is just like him. The tension peaks at Blackgate prison, where Joker pushes him into a horrifying choice: kill Bane or risk killing Joker.
Someone is going to die. You, me, or the clown.
The sequence is as much about morality as it is survival, making it clear that Batman's no-kill rule will define him, even as villains use it to exploit him.
The question of which one of us it is is in your hands.
By the end of the night, Bruce has survived Gotham's most dangerous threats, but it's hardly a victory lap. He's beaten, bruised, and emotionally scarred, though he gains a key ally in Captain Gordon, hinting at a brighter future for their partnership. This chapter tests Batman's limits and sets the groundwork for the man and the hero he's destined to become.
Why do you do what you do?
Because I made a promise.
When Batman faces Victor Freeze in Arkham Origins Cold Heart, the story hits heavier than most because sometimes the real tragedy isn't the villain, but what turned them into one.
I'll give you one chance to let him go.
Threats are meaningless to a man who has lost everything.
This DLC puts a spotlight on humanizing one of Batman's most complex adversaries. The narrative kicks off at a Wayne Manor charity gala, where Freeze crashes the event, forcing Bruce to abandon his billionaire mask and leap into action. His mission? To kidnap GothCorp CEO Ferris Boyle, the man responsible for Victor's transformation into a monster.
She'll only feel the icy touch of a man whose emotions run as cold as the blood in his veins.
What makes Freeze so compelling here is his motivation.
All this violence. He's just trying to save his dying wife.
His crimes are rooted in desperation. He only wants to save his wife Nora, who's trapped in a cryonic state. The gameplay emphasizes the harsh conditions with the introduction of the extreme environment suit. This isn't just for aesthetics, it equips Batman to navigate the icy chaos Freeze unleashes on Gotham. Combat feels more tactical, especially against gadgets like Freeze's cold gun. But Gotham's uglier truths come to light as you dig deeper. GothCorp exploited Victor, promising to help cure Nora, only to betray him, leaving him disfigured and emotionally broken.
Boyle agreed to devote GothCorp resources to finding a cure for Nora's Huntington's. Boyle had no intention of following through on their deal.
By the end, Victor's tragedy doesn't excuse his actions, but it forces Batman, as always, to choose compassion over condemnation. This encounter proves that a villain's humanity can be just as important as the hero's justice. Switching gears, Arkham Origins Blackgate offers a fresh take by pulling Batman out of Gotham's open streets and confining him to the tight corridors of the prison. That's the challenge Blackgate tackles, reimagining the Arkham formula. Set 3 months after the events of Cold Heart, this game shifts the formula to a 2.5D side-scroller, challenging players to rethink how Batman operates when space is limited and every encounter feels more personal. The side-scroller setup doesn't hold back on storytelling either. Batman forms a partnership with Catwoman that's equal parts uneasy alliance and flirtatious sparring.
Why should I trust you?
Because you can help get me somewhere less dangerous.
You mean someplace easier to escape from.
As Batman enters, Blackgate is a war zone divided by a three-way power struggle.
They're all in there, and almost every one of them has a grudge against you.
And they're about to get their shot.
Penguin, Black Mask, and the Joker each control a section of the prison, turning the space into their personal battleground. Players decide the order to take them down, leading into the Metroidvania-inspired structure that rewards backtracking with new tools like the Line Launcher or Explosive Gel.
Got the Arkham generator running now too.
Who's next on your to-do list? Joker or Penguin?
These unlock hidden areas, emphasizing exploration over brute force. And behind the riot, Amanda Waller and Rick Flag work in the shadows, quietly laying the groundwork for the Suicide Squad.
Leading us to those two degenerates?
You see degenerates, Captain? I see soldiers.
Despite its smaller scale, Blackgate keeps the DNA of Arkham intact. From free-flow combat to detective mode's tactile puzzles, it proves Batman's essence isn't tied to open-world skylines. What if you didn't just play as Batman, but actually became him? That's exactly what Batman Arkham Shadows set out to deliver, a VR experience that puts you in the cowl, testing your intellect and nerves in ways no previous Arkham game had before. Taking place 3 months after the events of Blackgate, Gotham is on edge, and Batman is forced to rely on his mind and his muscles. This entry involves immersive detective work as, Instead of solving mysteries from a distance, the game pushes players to examine evidence and analyze crime scenes, all in stunning detail. The threat this time isn't a familiar rogue in a flashy costume, but the Rat King, a figure leading a movement and orchestrating the Day of Wrath, a plan to dismantle the foundations of Gotham.
We are rats. We come from nothing, have nothing, so we fear nothing.
This isn't the theatrics of maniacs like the Joker. It's about systemic corruption, the kind of threat Batman can't simply punch into submission. His investigation even forces him back into Blackgate prison, disguised as Matches Malone. But what makes the game stand out is how Batman, and by extension the player, feels vulnerable. Constricted spaces and fewer tools to rely on mean the focus is firmly on his intellect, amplifying the tension as you get closer to the truth. Arkham Shadow also explores Batman's connections to Harvey Dent and Commissioner Gordon.
After Falcone, I worried this would be a one-time thing, but look at us. Just like before.
Gordon emerges as a key ally, their early trust beginning to solidify. Meanwhile, Dent plays a pivotal role, his slow unraveling into Two-Face adding tragic weight. Crane's hallucinogen accidentally disfigures Dent, adding a new layer of irony to his fractured psyche. The Rat King's identity revealed as Harvey himself hits hard, highlighting his dissociative identity disorder and Gotham's ability to corrupt even the brightest souls.
The Rat King is on the ship!
You are the Rat King.
In the end, Arkham Shadow redefines being Batman as it isn't just another adventure. Shifting the spotlight, Batman's role in Assault on Arkham is all about perspective. Here, the Dark Knight isn't the protagonist. Instead, he's the ever-present threat haunting the Suicide Squad as they're forced on a mission by Amanda Waller or have their heads blown off. The mission? Break into Arkham Asylum and retrieve a hidden drive.
He downloaded a file containing the histories of every past and potential member of the Suicide Squad.
The story unfolds through the eyes of the squad, who all know that Batman is out there, watching, waiting. Even with limited screen time, Batman's influence is everywhere. His shadow looms over every moment, and his minimal dialogue amplifies that aura. Through the squad's eyes, he's an unpredictable wildcard, their biggest obstacle and the one force they can't outthink or overpower.
It's Batman!
Yet while he's tracking Waller's team through Arkham's grim corridors, Batman is also juggling a far greater threat, Joker's hidden nuclear bomb.
Apparently, it's large enough that the radiation would kill half the population. Batman's torn the city apart trying to find it.
The duality of his role, enemy to the squad and savior of the city, adds layers to how the Arkhamverse explores his character. In classic Batman fashion, his detective brilliance is what really shines here. He methodically tracks the squad, staying just one step behind while dismantling their plans. Every action underscores his relentless determination, which contrasts with the squad's chaotic, self-serving approach. Batman's pursuit isn't just about stopping Waller's mission, he's also racing to prevent Joker's hidden nuclear bomb from destroying Gotham. When Batman finally intercepts the team,
haven't you solved it yet? The Black Spider is Batman!
It's as much about asserting justice as it is later defusing the Joker's bomb, showing his unwavering focus despite multiple fronts of conflict. By the end, Batman confronts Waller, signaling that he won't tolerate her Black Ops team and Task Force X chaos. While this film was later labeled non-canon, it still bridges key narrative elements, earning its place to the wider Arkham timeline and setting the stage for future government entanglements. When Batman escorted Joker through the gates of Arkham Asylum, it felt like just another night of keeping Gotham's criminals in check. But beneath Joker's theatrical surrender lies something far more sinister, a meticulously planned trap. Within moments, the Clown Prince of Crime seizes control of the asylum, and just like that, a long night of survival begins.
Welcome to the madhouse, Batman! I set a trap, and you sprang it gloriously!
With Harley Quinn helping him, and the inmates set loose, Joker turns Arkham into an ultimate death trap. What sets Arkham Asylum apart is how the environment itself feels alive. Every claustrophobic corridor, crumbling cell, and darkened medical wing creates a sense of isolation that matches Batman's mounting pressure.
So does that mean you've stopped Joker?
It's never this simple with him.
The design almost shifts with your progress, going from eerie and threatening to outright nightmarish as the Joker's control spreads through the facility. It's not just a battleground, it's a puzzle Batman must navigate while piecing together Joker's endgame. The challenges Batman faces here range from chaotic brawls to psychological warfare. The game's free-flow combat system is a major leap forward at the time, letting players string together attacks, counters, and gadget moves in a way that actually feels like Batman's fighting style. Every fight is a test of reflexes and strategy, with enemies coming in unpredictable waves. Beyond brute force, the story dives into Batman's mental struggle. The Scarecrow sequences, in particular, stand out, pulling players into disturbing, fear-driven hallucinations. These moments strip back the stoic hero and force you to confront Bruce Wayne's fears, his identity, and his failures. Joker's real plan centers around the Titan formula, a chemical compound that could create an unstoppable army of Bane-like monsters.
This new chemical only barely resembles the original Venom compound. There are a number of changes that appear to amplify the strength of the drug.
The final showdown pushes Batman to the edge as Joker injects himself with Titan, becoming a hulking version of himself.
Showtime, Batman! Two freaks in a fight to the death!
Batman doesn't win with brute strength. Instead, he uses explosive gel on his knuckles as a finishing move, a reminder that ingenuity beats brute force. With Joker defeated and the Titan formula destroyed, Batman spares Gotham from a disaster. But it's clear this victory is just the beginning. Batman emerges victorious, but before he even has time to breathe, another disturbance pulls him away, hinting at the never-ending chaos in Gotham. Arkham City makes a turning point, not just for Batman, but for the entire series. Batman wasn't confined to the cramped corridors. Instead, he became the watchful protector of a sprawling open-air prison district. Over a year after the events at Arkham Asylum, Gotham handed over an entire section of the city to its criminals and slapped a name on it: Arkham City. At the helm of this operation was Hugo Strange, a brilliant manipulator who knew the one thing no villain should ever know: Batman's secret identity.
I feel I should thank you. Capturing Bruce Wayne is so much easier than Batman.
From the first moment when Bruce is kidnapped, you know Strange has the upper hand, but it's not immediately clear what his endgame, Protocol 10, is all about. Batman's mission becomes a balancing act between uncovering Strange's plot and dealing with a new personal crisis.
He also told me that something called Protocol 10 will make him famous. I can't leave Arkham City until I find out what it is.
During a tense encounter, Joker, still suffering from the mutated Titan formula in Arkham Asylum, infects Batman with his poison blood, leaving him and countless hospital patients facing a ticking clock of imminent death. The rivalry between Batman and Joker becomes more personal, more desperate. For the first time, their mortality is shared. Joker's condition forces Batman into a desperate search for a cure.
Alfred, Joker's poisoned me. He may have poisoned Gotham too. Mr. Freeze has the only cure.
Even as his investigation into Protocol 10 reveals a plan more horrifying than he could have imagined. Protocol 10 is the centerpiece of Strange's vision, a mass extermination of Arkham City's population under the guise of reclaiming control.
Oracle. Strange is launching missile strikes on Arkham City from Wonder Tower.
But there's a deeper layer. Strange isn't operating alone. He is working with Ra's al Ghul, who sees this as an opportunity to wipe Gotham's slate clean and impose a new world order. The complexities of Batman's relationships are tested even further here, with Catwoman and Talia al Ghul pulling him in different directions. Each choice Batman makes forces him to weigh personal attachments against his mission.
Joker's taken Talia. I'm going after them.
I need your help to stop the attack.
Batman can't let all these people die.
The game itself mirrors this evolution. New gadgets, more refined combat moves, and the fluid traversal across Arkham City show a hero at the peak of his abilities. However, it's a story that lands the greatest punch, as the climax is unforgettable. In the aftermath of Talia's death at Joker's hands, Batman saves himself, prepared to save the man who's caused him the most pain. But Joker, in a final act of selfishness, unintentionally causes Batman to drop it, shattering his last chance at survival.
Do you want to know something funny? Even after everything you've done, I would have saved you.
His death is shocking, but it's Batman's reaction, a quiet, burdened walk out of Arkham City carrying his fallen nemesis, that leaves an unforgettable mark. It's the weight of failure that shadows him. In the immediate aftermath of Joker's death, Arkham City Harley Quinn's revenge picks up just 2 weeks later. Harley, devastated and mourning the loss of her puddin', transforms the abandoned Sionis steel mill into a trap-filled shrine to the Joker. Her grief has made her more dangerous. No longer just a sidekick, she's now a threat in her own right, orchestrating kidnappings of GCPD officers to lure Batman into her grasp.
Her goons ambushed my guys and dragged them towards the steel mill. I'll handle it. You know she blames you, right?
But Batman himself isn't in a good place either. The loss of the Joker hangs over him, not just as a failure, but as a constant reminder of how blurred the line between hero and villain can be. But the story doesn't just belong to Batman. When he goes missing inside Harley's stronghold, it's Robin who steps in, and here the perspective shifts. Playing as Robin emphasizes the importance of teamwork and support, contrasting with Batman's isolated approach.
What kept you?
Ever heard of thank you?
What happened to the cops?
I guess not.
Robin's different gadgets and lighter combat style highlight his tactics and his determined role as an ally. The climax sees Batman and Robin working together to stop Harley's plan to destroy the mill. Even after saving everyone, Batman is left somber and withdrawn, hinting that the real battles may be the ones taking place inside Batman's own mind.
I'm done here. Hey, kid. Is he alright?
The stage is now set for Batman's continued psychological decline. Stepping into Batman's world again takes on a new meaning in Arkham VR. Players are handed the cowl, not for combat or stealth, but to explore the essence of Bruce Wayne's mind. The story begins with an all-too-familiar nightmare, the murder of Thomas and Martha Wayne. Experiencing this haunting moment in first person pulls you in, not just because it's iconic, but because reliving it through Bruce's eyes sets the stage for the entire experience. The trauma isn't just a memory, it's the foundation of everything Batman does. As the game unfolds, you find Nightwing's body, beaten to death in a fight. The detective work isn't just about using gadgets, it's about piecing together evidence and reconstructing the fight that led to Nightwing's death.
Generating reconstruction.
You were the best fighter I ever trained. How did they beat you?
Scanning his injuries and matching fighting styles reveals an unsettling clue. The killer fights exactly like Batman. Each twist in the investigation pulls you deeper, forcing you to question if Bruce's paranoia and fears are spiraling out of control. But things take a darker turn. Batman finds Robin caged and killed by Killer Croc. Audio clues imply someone inside his trust circle caused it. As the pieces come together, unsettling truths emerge. Batman's own fractured mind, still poisoned by the Joker's blood, lies at the center.
Your killer was fast, strong, but that wasn't why they beat you. They knew exactly how you'd fight.
It's revealed, chillingly, that Batman himself killed Nightwing and captured Robin under Joker's influence.
Oh, the dynamic duo, together at last.
The entire ordeal, though a nightmare, mirrors his fracturing mind, foreshadowing his deteriorating mental state and setting up his hallucinations of Joker. Gotham has never felt darker than it does in Arkham Knight. This finale of the trilogy begins on Halloween night, with Scarecrow broadcasting a threat of a new fear toxin so severe that it forces 6 million people to abandon the city. What's left is a skeleton of Gotham, overrun by criminals and supervillains, setting the stage for Batman to face one of the longest, most brutal nights of his life.
Tonight, Gotham's relying on one man to save us all.
But Scarecrow isn't working alone. Enter the Arkham Knight, a materialized adversary with a personal grudge, who uses Batman's own tactics against him.
Avoid the bat symbol, it's a little trick. It's where his armor's the strongest. Aim for the weak spots of the shoulders first.
For Batman, this isn't just about winning, it's about surviving both external threats and his internal breakdown. The psychological strain on Batman is impossible to ignore. Joker's infected blood, a lingering consequence from Arkham City, now manifests as vivid hallucinations.
I've really got to hand it to Scarecrow. This batch, it really brings out the me in you.
Joker isn't just a memory, he's a constant, taunting presence, intruding on Batman's thoughts, and even attempting to seize control. The game takes full advantage of this, with Joker intruding on the player's perspective, mocking, taunting, and even reshaping the environment.
Get no better than the creep who killed your parents. You need to stop him.
It's a constant reminder that the Joker's legacy doesn't end with death. As Batman spirals, the question on whether he can trust his own senses becomes part of the gameplay. For the first time, the Batmobile takes center stage in a way no one expected. It's more than transportation. It's a weapon, a puzzle solver, and at times, a second skin for Batman. It crashes through barricades, engages in massive tank battles, and lets him dominate Gotham streets. As the night unfolds, Batman struggles with the reveal of the Arkham Knight's identity, Jason Todd, the second Robin he thought had died at Joker's hands.
I might have told you a teeny tiny little lie, but come on, look at the boy.
Instead, Jason was tortured, broken, and turned into a vengeful shadow of himself. Confronting Jason forces Bruce to relive one of his greatest failures. The emotional core of the story lands here, as Batman must reconcile with his inability to save someone he cared so deeply about.
You did this to me. I'm sorry.
As the city crumbles, Scarecrow's final act is capturing Batman on live television, exposing him as Bruce Wayne, and stripping away the myth of the Dark Knight. But even then, he fights on, overcoming Joker's influence and the fear toxin.
No more Batman. I'm not afraid, Crane. Impossible.
When it's over, Bruce activates the Nightfall Protocol, a failsafe that involves detonating Wayne Manor and faking his own death, erasing Bruce Wayne from Gotham's story.
This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died.
With this act, Batman's legend becomes something more, a symbol that outlives the man behind the mask. The trilogy closes with Batman's greatest weapon, fear, becoming his legacy. Even while on the hunt for both Scarecrow's defeat and the chaos caused by the Arkham Knight, Batman realizes that justice never takes a break. Season of Infamy reminds us that Batman's mission is never truly over, offering 4 most wanted cases that force him to face old villains while dealing with his own exhaustion. These aren't just random encounters, they bring unresolved chapters of his career full circle, testing his body, mind, and moral code one last time. In From the Cold brings closure to the tragic story of Mr. Freeze and Nora. Batman discovers that Nora Freeze, long kept in cryostasis, has been kidnapped by the militia.
Find her, Batman. Please.
I will.
Rescuing her leads to an emotional turning point. Nora awakens and convinces Victor to stop chasing an impossible cure. Rather than continuing his crimes, he chooses to let her live naturally so they can face the time they have left together.
We won't have much time. Days.
Time never has been on our side, Victor.
It's a rare moment of humanity in Gotham's cold chaos. Then there's Shadow War. Batman finds the League of Assassins fractured, torn between Nyssa letting Ra's al Ghul die.
The League will be mine, and it will shed no more innocent blood.
Or Talia's loyalists resurrecting him with the Lazarus Pit.
You will not let innocents die, yet you will not kill the demon's head to prevent their deaths.
The decision Batman faces, whether to prolong Ra's life or ensure his death, challenges his no-killing rule, forcing him to grapple with what Gotham truly needs. Mad Hatter's mind games in Wonderland pull Batman into yet another spiral of hallucinations. His twisted rhymes and distorted reality bring the Joker's haunting voice roaring back, extending the psychological themes from Arkham VR and reminding us of Batman's fragile mental state. Finally, Beneath the surface forces Batman to confront Killer Croc's terrifying mutation, a reflection of how brutality changes everyone in Gotham, including the hero himself. Each mission marks a critical, heavy chapter in preparing Bruce for the Nightfall Protocol. Batman's story might have reached its dramatic conclusion in Arkham Knight, but the Arkhamverse wasn't done with him yet. As there are timeline inconsistencies in the Arkhamverse, Kill the Justice League overrides some elements, marking Assault on Arkham as non-canon. 5 years after Arkham Knight, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League brings the Dark Knight back, though not in the way fans expected. By this time, Batman has returned and become a core member of the Justice League.
Several years after faking his death, they asked Batman to join the Justice League.
But when Brainiac arrives, he threatens Earth, seizing control of his greatest heroes. It's Brainiac pulling the strings, transforming Batman into a cold, dangerous version of himself, abandoning his moral code.
Don't sweat it, Batman doesn't kill people.
Still, Batman's calculated presence remains intimidating, now employing fear tactics and violence without restraint. Amanda Waller sees only one solution: unleash Task Force X on a mission to kill the Justice League by any means necessary. For the Suicide Squad, this corrupted Batman is their worst nightmare, especially considering the trouble he caused even when he was in control. Throughout the mission, the squad discovers something. Batman had already planned for this. Contingencies he secretly prepared in case the League went rogue become critical tools for the squad to use.
Here's the part where he's got a plan.
I've been secretly developing countermeasures to nullify the rest of the League.
The team eventually captures him, but things take a darker turn when Harley Quinn, of all people, kills Batman, marking a tragically simple end to arguably the Arkhamverse's most important character. However, the DLC later reveals a twist. The Batman that was killed was a clone, along with other League members who died. In a showdown between the squad and the final Brainiac variant,
when Brainiac revealed himself, there was a multi-static response across dimensions. 13 Brainiacs.
Batman and Superman arrive to defeat him. The game ends with a tribute to Kevin Conroy, the definitive voice of Batman, ensuring his legacy endures far beyond the Arkhamverse. Batman's journey in the Arkham series isn't just about his heroics, it's a deep exploration of humanity, resilience, and the cost of his choices. Each entry revealed another layer, showing how Batman's failures and doubts shape him as much as his victories. The brilliance of this series isn't just how it portrayed Batman, but how it made us understand the person behind the mask. So what's your favorite game or moment from the Arkham series? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button and subscribe. Huge thanks to my patrons for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.